Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. So in this video, I'll be discussing the tips that I use to get the desired band in reading section. But before I start, I would like to give you a little background of how the reading test is conducted and what type of questions being asked. So this test consists of like three sections with 40 questions each in total. The texts are taken from like notices, advertisements, leaflet, newspapers, instruction manuals, books and magazines. The first section contains relevant information or relevant text that is related to basic linguistic survival in English, with tasks that are mainly concerned with providing factual information. Okay, and the second section basically focuses on the work context and involve text of more complex language. The third section involves reading more extended text with a more complex structure, but with an emphasis on descriptive and instructive rather than argumentative text. Okay, so let's just start with the questions that I have in my hand. So one of the very difficult part or very crucial part where people lose marks or where people find it difficult to answer is basically true, false, and not given. When you look up to the different videos on YouTube, you will find that when they give tips regarding this part of the reading test. So when they are like giving tips regarding this particular section, true, false and not given, you'll see them saying that whatever that is explicitly given in the paragraph is true, whatever that is given as a contradictory statement is false, and not given is whatever that is explicitly not given in the paragraph or the passage. So sounds very easy, but when you're doing the test, it's not that simple. I believe the only thing that is good about true, false, and not given questions is the fact that they come in a sequence. Like if you find the first questions, the next question would be after that. So that's the only good thing about true, false, and not given. I found it the most difficult section in all the reading part of this IELTS exam. So how I went about it, I'll share my experience with you guys. So what I did was, the answer is in the question itself. If you read the question carefully, what I would suggest you to basically underline whatever that is important in the question. Okay, the answer lies within the question or within the lines provided to you in the questions, and then you can refer to the passage or paragraph that is given to you. But make sure that you read the question properly. Don't skim and scan the question. Read your question properly, underline the important information that is given in the question, then go to the passage or the paragraph and then look for the answer. So in that way, this is how I got the better of this part. And I used to get 2-3 questions incorrect, and that is where I used to lose marks, because the maximum I was able to score was 34-35, which is like just above par of what I required for my exam, as per my requirement. But then when I told myself that if I'm scoring 34 and 35 in this practice exam, when I'll go to the actual exam, it'll be actually lesser than what I'm scoring the practice. And this is what happened. The first time I attempted the computer based exam, I actually scored 6.5, which is actually below par. I needed to score at least a 7. So then I decided to use certain tips. I basically looked into the YouTube channels, different channels, and then I decided to use certain tricks on my own as well, or tips you may call it. So that really helped me. This tip, while attempting the true, false and not given questions, reading the questions carefully, underlining important information given in the question, and then going back to the passage and looking for the answers. I got almost all my questions correct after using these tips, or maximum one answer incorrect. So like if you're given 6 to 7 false, true, false, not giving questions, and you're basically answering all of them correctly, or even one is wrong, I believe it's fine, because this is the most hardest part of it. So next is basically paragraph matching. This is another tricky part of the reading exam, I believe. So the strategy that I use to give basically answer, or to solve this part of the IELTS reading exam, is that I first read the paragraph, okay, and then what I did was I looked into each options available from which I would answer. So rather than randomly choosing an option and seeing, okay, this might be right, that might be right, that actually wasted a lot of time. So after reading the first passage, I went to the options, I read it in the sequence that are given, and if I found out that, okay, this might be the options, the correct option from the passage, from the information provided in the passage, so I would take it, okay, and then I would do the same for the rest of the paragraph. It might sound that it would take too much time, but trust me, if you'll read the passage and then you will randomly go for options, it will take more time. And I was actually able to do or complete my reading exam 8 to 10 minutes before like the time duration that is given for this particular exam. And even in my in my actual IELTS exam, I completed this part of the section 8 minutes before the time allotted for this exam. So this is how you can go about the paragraph matching section. So, you will be able to get maximum or full score on this, and there won't be much mistake if you will follow this pattern. This is what I learned from this tip is what I learned from Liz, that first read the paragraph, then look for all the options available in the sequence, and if you find that one of the options is correct, then tick it, and then do the same for the other passages. Okay, so we'll go for the next one. Okay, so this is basically writing not more than 3 words or a number. Like you need to write an answer. I forgot to mention one thing, that when you are attempting your reading or listening or whatever section of the exam, make sure that you read the instructions properly, because if you don't and you write, like here it's given, you cannot write more than 3 words or a number. So if you write more than 3 words, your answer will be incorrect. Okay, so how I went about this part of the section is again carefully reading the questions, and then I would go into the passage, look for the information. Okay, and if I find that the information is correct, then I'll look for the instruction given in the question. If it says not more than 3 words, I'll make sure that it's less than 3 words, the answer is less than 3 words, and it's most appropriate. Yeah, it's relatively easy. This part of the section is relatively easy because the information most of the time provided in the passage is very explicit. You can basically get the information very easily from the paragraph. Okay, so next one is the MCQs. MCQs is the same the same tip that I've given in the listening exam. I would tell you to look for the important information. Here the difference between listening and reading is, here you are not time bounded. You are not bounded to the the speaker is speaking and you're bounded to answer within the time period. The speaker will finish this speech or whatever the information that he's providing. You have information in the passage, so you have time to answer. But again, make sure that you underline the important information provided in the question and in the options that are provided to you, and then you go back to the passage and look for the appropriate answer. Make sure to if you find the information, the relevant information in the passage, make sure that you read at least, if you find the answer, make sure you read 1 or 2 lines above and one and 2 lines below the answer that you have found out in the passage. So it will help you to basically guess the correct answer. This is where they play, and I have been the victim of it in the practice exam as well as the first time that I attempted. So in the practice exam, I used to get sometimes incorrect answers for this multiple choice question, because I would go into the passage, I would see, okay, this information looks relevant, this might be the answer, I would take that, I would not read lines, 2 lines above and 2 lines below. So that is where I will make mistake. So I use this tip, I read 1 or 2 lines above from the answer, from the relevant information that I got from the passage, which relates to the questions that I'm looking for. Okay, so I read 2-3 lines above and 2-3 lines below. So then I was able to answer all my questions accurately. And even in my practice exam, when I was giving my practice exam, I never got 40 in the practice exam, but yes, I was easily getting 37-38, which was above the par minimum that I required for Canadian immigration, because 7 was you get 34 correct answer out of 40, you get 7. I was easily getting 37-38. So I knew that I would be able to get at least 8 in the reading even in the exams. So the last part is filling the blanks. Okay, for fill in the blank questions, it's almost similar. I would suggest you that it's use the similar tips that I told you for multiple choice. Make sure you read the information properly in the text provided to you. Okay, and just before the answer and after the answer, the information that has been given to you would be more or less same in the passage. Go into the passage, look for synonyms and look for similar words, and then you will be able to find the answer very easily. I think that is it for the reading part. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like the video, okay, so please share your comments, share your feedback, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell icon as well, so in order to get the updates regarding IELTS or immigration programs around the world, and share this video as well with the people that might get benefit of it. And thank you so much. Goodbye.